Greetings, everyone. Have you ever wondered why I became successful? Not just because of money, fame, and all glory, but because they've learned certain skills. And for this, today I'll be teaching you how to tie a tie. Even though this seems practical, this is really important. Tying a tie is like tying your shoelace. If you don't tie your shoelace, you'll trip and fall. As you can see, I got multiple ties. I got this black and white one, this one, and this one. But you can call me tie crazy. But let's get serious. I kind of like this one because this was actually my favorite. Before I teach you on how to tie a tie, let me tell you a few things. One thing is, as I said earlier, this is really important for for instance a job interview. Even though I didn't get the job, I have plenty of experience when it comes to job interviews, and it comes from eye contact, jewelry, and especially cologne or perfume for women. For eye contact, you really need to pay attention to them, and if you don't, it signals them to saying that you're not really listening to them. Your mind is actually wandering somewhere else. As for jewelry, for me, it's okay to wear like a watch, but I guess it's okay to wear like a ring, but not like multiple rings or jewelry hanging out, kind of like a gangster or something like that. As for cologne or perfume, as you can see, I normally wear this, and also you don't want to spray too much because perfume or cologne can get overwhelming. But anyway, I can tell you more about it later. For now, let's get started. As you can see, you have like a wide end and a narrow end. Oh, before I start, let's clarify on which end starts with which side. I'm facing, right now I'm facing the camera, and this wide end is on my right shoulder, and the narrow end is on my left shoulder. So if you're facing in the same direction as me, the wide end's on my right, and the narrow is on my left. Just to clarify any confusion on which side the tie should be. So anyway, let's get started. First, you need to make sure that the narrow end is like this much above, or like the wider end needs to be like narrow, like hanging down half as much as the narrow end. I'm going to be saying wide and narrow so it'll be much more easier for y'all. But anyway, make sure you cross these two together, and make sure that the wide end is on top of the narrow end. The next step is to make a knot. Make sure you're holding two fingers, well, three, counting your thumb at the bottom. And if you don't, if you hold like this, it's gonna mess up the knot. Then the next step is you're gonna turn the wide end around. Make sure you're still holding the fingers, and you're gonna turn it around like this, so you get a complete knot. Oh, and before you make the knot, make sure you grab like this your finger right here to grab it, so that way it can transfer up here. Now that you made your knot, you're going to take the wide end. As you can see, the narrow end is staying put for now. The wide end, you can do it like this. Make sure it goes through the loop. As you can see from the knot, like right here, you can see there's like two sections. Make sure it doesn't go in this section, it goes on the bigger side. Some people can get confusing like that, but just stick with it. And make sure it goes through until it completely knots like that. As you can see, the narrow end is still there, but make sure it covers behind the knot, behind the wide end, and you can actually pull it up. As you can see, I have my collar up, so if you're doing it with a dress shirt, it's much easier with a collar, so that way if you pull it down, it can hold the tie much more easier too. I mean, if you tie it tight, it'll still hold it, but the collar makes it more fashionable and makes you look more professional. And make sure, and you can use the narrow end, which is behind your wide end. to pull it up and pull up. Oh, and make sure you're adjusting it straight. Because during my last interview, the interviewer caught me with my tie hanging like this or something like that, and he told me I didn't get the job, which kind of sucks. But I'm like, oh well, you learn something new every day. And while you're adjusting your tie, make sure that the narrow end is covered behind it. It can't be in front like that. And also, as you can see, it has like a compartment, or has like a tag or something. You can actually, I sometimes like pull it through there, so that way it can hold behind it. It's not like a cheat sheet or something like that. It works. And make sure your tie is tight, and make sure your collar is down too. And voila! And that's how you tie a tie. I hope you enjoyed this, folks, and you have a nice day.